Today, I'm critiquing 3 IGTV videos, 2 live videos saved to IGTV and 1 specifically made for IGTV. You're gonna need a pen and paper for this one. You're about to get my live video and IGTV strategy that I teach inside my paid program, This is Video School. And I also go live with my students so that we can put it into action and they can get the experience from behind the scenes and on camera. What I wanna start with are the #1 tips you need to know before you do your next live video and save it to IGTV. The second section is how we're going to plan the beginning of your video. Whether it's live or whether it's straight to IGTV, we need a strategy on how you're going to grab people's attention and keep them there. Then we're going to dive into an IGTV that was really good, but we're gonna go through all the nitty-gritty to find out how we can make it even better. It's all going down right now. I probably should address something before we continue. I know Reels is all everyone talks about right now, but IGTVs, that is something that you need if you want to get someone to trust you enough to buy from you. Same with live video. It is your opportunity to not only build up your authority and your trust, but it's also a great opportunity to show some social proof. Our first review is with Kanaz, who just did her first live video and saved it to IGTV. Kanaz is a French teacher, and she has the best videos and the easiest videos I've seen when it comes to someone teaching French on Instagram. But let's go check out her live video, which is in her IGTV, and it's right here. Right off the top, she's talking to someone off camera. She's not even looking at the camera. You have to have the mindset that you're one person. Think of the camera as one person, is the most important person in the room. Talking off camera like that is like when you're on the phone with somebody and they just all of a sudden start talking to somebody in the room with them, don't even tell you, excuse me. This would be a reason for someone not to pay attention. Next thing we notice is she has a lot of headroom. Half the screen is the wall behind her. That makes you look small when you have that much headroom above you. Look at the difference after I cropped her picture. See how she looks like she's in command of the screen now that she fills the frame? I remember my very first live and I had to wait for anybody, just one body, to get on the live. That's what she's doing. She's playing with the plants, she's looking at her hair, adjusting her hair. At one point she even leaves the screen and then she comes back. If you're gonna save this live video, the most people who are going to watch it are the ones watching the replay. You have to keep them in mind when you punch live on that live video.
Oh, hi Kamal, thank you. Thank you for coming. Hello, Khushi.
It actually took her over a minute to get to saying anything on camera, and immediately she starts saying hello to everyone. So many people do this. But again, the most people who are going to watch your live video are the ones watching the replay, and they don't want to wait for you to say hello to everyone who is part of a live video that they're not part of. They want to feel like you're just talking to them. It takes discipline, and I'm going to teach you how to do this, but you've got to stop with the meet and greet at the beginning of your live videos. We're almost 5 minutes into the video, and she still hasn't really gotten to the meat of why she's on the video. If it was me, I wouldn't have posted this to an IGTV because there's really not any substance there. We want to only post the IGTVs that are going to bring value to the person watching the replay. So next time, I would, instead of not having a plan and just doing a Q&A and praying that somebody comes on to ask you a question, if you want to do a Q&A, you plan ahead of time. Put a sticker, a poll sticker, question sticker in your stories, ask questions, have them answer ahead of time, and then keep those so that you have them right beside you. This is what I did when I first started doing live videos because I never got a question on the live video. I would just call out the questions that I got from my stories in that question sticker, or I would just have a whole bunch of questions there that people have asked me in the past. And I would just say, I'm answering frequently asked questions today, but if you have a question, this is what I'm doing today. I am talking all things, whatever your niche is, and you ask me whatever you would like. That's if your plan is to do a Q&A. I personally think you should always have some kind of mini training in the can, ready to fire, in case no one comes on, or in case you need some time to loosen up yourself. When you've got a topic with a few bullet points, it just gets you in your groove. You're in your genius zone. Now you're more relaxed, and then you can ask those questions. Another way to get you relaxed on a live video, especially when you first start doing them, is don't do them by yourself. get a guest and let them ask you questions. Now you're guaranteed to have content because you have a person there talking to you. And it gets more conversational because you start talking like you're only talking to one person, and now the person at home feels like they're a part of the conversation. Next up is Mittal, who is a conscious parent coach. She's all about helping you find ways to connect with your children. She has a lot of IGTVs, and we're going to look at one recently she did, and it's live.
Good morning. Just doing an impromptu live.
So again, she pauses, but not very much. She gets right to it. As far as talking, we don't know what she's going to be talking about. Lots of headroom and lots of noise. If you're going to be outside, you need to wear a microphone for sure, because we couldn't even hear her because of all the traffic. The other thing this made me do when I watched it was I wanted to see where she was, which brings me to my next point. When you plan your video, you need to know what you're going to show in that video. Even if it's just you talking about a serious topic, like she does eventually, you want to be able to show something that brings the viewer in. If Mittal had just taken her phone and shown us as she was talking with her microphone on where she was, that would have allowed her more time to get more people on the actual live. And even better, while she's showing this, you also want to be telling them what you're going to be talking about and why they should care. Here's an example of one of my live videos. I'm in a laundry room. It's not exciting, but at least I'm showing something and I'm talking about what the person's going to get if they continue to watch the video, which gives me time to get more people on before I start my training.
And today I just decided, hi. Today I just decided to sit outside and have my tea.
She's taking a while to get to her point. We still don't know what she's going to talk about, and we are 36 seconds in, and she keeps interrupting by greeting everyone who's coming on. This is going to be annoying for anyone watching the replay. Remember the replay.
The book, The Untethered Soul, all about thoughts and how we're not our thoughts.
If she would have started with thoughts and how we attach our identity to thoughts, given us an example of what that means, because most of us have not read the book, then get into what she read and how it made her feel and her personal experience, that would have been more inviting, because now she has set the table. We know what she's talking about. We can relate to that, and we want to hear more. And I did get permission from Kainez and Mittal to review their IGTVs. Let's get to the third one. Her name is Sky. You could call Sky the hostess with the mostest. She's an event stylist, and she's phenomenal when it comes to decorating, planning events, and gardening.
So it's time to plant my mums. As you can see, I kind of went a little overboard with how many mums I bought this year, but I've got a big porch and I really just love the look of cascading mums.
This feels like a live video because she's just on one static shot and she's picking up each thing that she's showing us that she needs in order to pot her mums. What she could have done, if she had her bullet points right here, she could see, okay, I need to record myself showing a close-up shot of whatever that tool is. And then she could have just stopped the camera and she could have shown herself, or even picked it up and done this and said, next up, I need this, whatever it's called. And then she can stop the recording, start the recording, stop the recording, start the recording. Now, yes, this would require her to edit. That's why I think she did it this way, is she just wanted to do one continuous shot so she would not have to edit. But think about all the things we've talked about with Reels. They apply to IGTV as well. You want to have multiple edits in your video. If I was standing on a static shot for this entire thing, you would be so bored. You want to take advantage of the ability to pick up your camera and show different shots and be able to edit so that it's tight, so that we don't have these long pauses in between your thoughts and what you say. A minute and a half in, she finally goes over the camera and she pans over. We barely saw the porch. I wanted to see the porch so bad, but we saw all the pots that she's about to use to pot the mums. That's what I'm talking about. At the very beginning, she could have come over and said, here's my big porch. I'm about to put 10 mums up there, and these are the pots we're going to use to pot them, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. I'm not finished with you. I've got to tell you how you can actually edit in a very easy peasy way. But before we do that, give this an A if you're liking this video so that more people who want to learn about IGTV and live videos can see this. Thank you so much for that. Planning an IGTV is a lot like planning a reel. You're going to need to know what your first sentence is. You're going to need to know what the tips are that are going to be used to solve the problem that you promised to solve in the first sentence. And you need to know what your props are. Then you need to know how to edit. Let me tell you what I used when I first started recording and editing my videos on IGTV in 2019. They're not great, but they did the job. And I did it on Video Shop. It is one of the most basic apps you can get when it comes to editing video. Or if you have an iPhone, iMovie, which automatically comes with your phone when you get it. It's another very basic one. Once you master Video Shop, you can move on to Enlight Video Leap or InShot. They're a little more complicated with more bells and whistles, but let's not complicate things. Let's start with Video Shop. Another way to plan an IGTV and get ideas is to use an existing reel of yours. And if you want to learn how to do that, watch this video right here.